It's cold. It is the, what's the date? The 22nd of August. About a week ago they started predicting some big snow coming through, up through the New South Wales tablelands. And we have been keeping our eye on it. We decided to come up to Barrington Tops and try and find some snow. Probably the last snowfall of the year, given that it's coming up late winter now. And we found some. We made the drive up after work yesterday afternoon, so didn't get up here till 7:38 last night. Came in through the main Polbury area, which is packed. Everyone's obviously come up here chasing the snow. And so we've come out the back area, out the southwestern side of the national park, so we are a bit lower down here. So the snowfall isn't as heavy. Once we head back up the top, there's going to be a fair bit more. But the snow started about 2-3 AM last night and has sort of been in and out of snow showers since. We haven't had like a big covering yet, but there's starting to build up on the ground now as we come in and out of these snow showers. It's pretty cool out here. We've got this whole massive open paddock to ourselves here as the snow's falling. There's a few campers, a few hundred meters that way, sort of over the other side of the track, but it's just beautiful out here. My hands are getting cold. I'm not sure how hard it is to get a fire going in the snow when you don't have much dry wood, but we'll find out. Have newspaper, have some little fire starter things. Now I do have a bit of dry sticks that I chucked in the back of the car. I don't have any actual dry wood blocks, but this will get it started at least. So I'll just have to try and build on it. We got the fire going nice and warm. We just kind of slowly built the wet wood up on top of the dry wood and then it all dried out. We got a nice warm fire going now. Hasn't really snowed, it's kind of a few snowdrops coming down now. As I said, we're down a bit lower here, so we're going to head up higher soon, but I'm going to cook some pancakes for breakfast now. I'm starving. This is where the induction cooktop is good for cooking in this weather, because trying to cook with gas when it's windy and freezing cold is extremely painful, whereas this is super quick. So just plug it into the inverter and then run it there. You got high, medium or low. Breakfast in the snow. It's really snowing now. Oh, heavy snow. Well, look at it all hitting the ground. Wow. That's a lot of snow. Yeah. Oh, what is happening?
It's like full snow now.
Oh my god. Oh. What the hell? There's so much snow now. There's so much snow coming down now. This is insane. This is definitely the most snow I've had so far. So it started during the night last night. That was when it's predicted to start, and then the most snow is going to build up through today. So I think like later this Savo and early tonight is when it's really going to come down. So I'd say we're just going to get more and more, but I can only imagine up the mountain now is probably going to be just thick with snow. It's going to be cool when we get up there. The awning's looking a little beat up from all the snow on it. Kinda caved itself in there a bit. Look at the front of the car. This is the first sort of proper test of that rooftop tent in the weather. I was a bit like, oh, I wonder how it's gonna go, but held up really well. We had like some big wind last night and some rain, and it wasn't really a problem. It didn't really blow around too much or annoy us or anything. No rain came in. It's all dry in there this morning, like it didn't condensate through or anything, and it's been snowing on it and not a problem. So happy with it so far. Just about packed up camp. Still a few little snow flurries coming around. We're going to head off for an explore now and head further up the mountain and see what we can find. Hopefully some good snow. Very muddy out here in Barrington. Like as soon as you get some rain or snow or anything, these tracks get very, very muddy. But most of the mud's like you're just nice and slow, hard bottoms. We've come back up to the top, up to the main sort of area where it's a little bit higher up here. And we've hit a lot of traffic. So many cars up here. We've just kind of pulled up in the Firs area. The main Firs is just over there. There's about 30 cars parked in there, but on the other side of the road it's like a smaller little pine forest. There's so much snow in here. It's pretty cool. Just gonna go for a bit of a walk around and have a look. Not snowing at the moment, but we're hoping that we get some more snow come in this afternoon. It is meant to. There's hardly any wind up here either. Like, we're talking hurricane winds this weekend, and wind's been on and off. There was some wind back at camp last night and this morning, but up here it's like peaceful. That is so beautiful. It started snowing again now. It's so cool out here. The snow falling down these pines, and it's getting colder by the minute. Insane. After we came out of the pine forest back there at the Firs, we made the final probably 3-4 k's of the climb right up to the top. This is Pole Blue now. It's kind of the highest point in the Barrington, and it is absolutely pouring down snow up here. There's so much snow and so many people, and I'm just getting destroyed here. Check it out. The snow's kind of died off for the moment, so you can see a bit better out here. It's not as chaotic. I think there's more coming, but you can see it over there and you can see it that way as well. So I think we're about to get annihilated again. So much snow out here, it's so cool. And it is snowing again. I'd say by tonight there's going to be a hell of a lot of snow out here. It's just pure white out here now. It's not like that hard like little pellets either. It's like that real light flakes. Just so much snow. I'm so glad we decided to come up here this weekend. It's so cool. It's just an incredible amount of snow. But on the crowds there at Pole Blue, it was just chaos down there. We've kind of come back towards Gloucester way on Barrington Tops Forest Road, only a few k's, taking a little side trail, and we just found like this absolutely winter wonderland, snow, whatever you want to call it, place to ourselves. Oh, it's so cool. We just like drove this little narrow one-way track down into here. There's fresh snow tracks on. It's just a little dead end track only half a k into the bush. Doesn't go anywhere because most of the side trails are closed this time of year in winter. They sort of only open a lot of them up in the summer months. But we've got a beautiful place to ourselves here. Gonna have a little bit of lunch. Wouldn't be a trip to Barrington Tops without coming to check out the uniquely shaped rock. But I wanted to come down here and see it in snow because I've never been down this sort of area when it's snowing before. There is a bit of snow down here, but nothing like what's up top. It's coming up about 4:15 now, so we've got maybe an hour and a half of light left. Going down the back area of the Barrington Tops now. We're going to sort of loop back round. I don't know where we're going to camp tonight because we're going to camp up here again tonight, but I'd like to camp right up in the thick of the snow maybe tonight. We'll see how we go. Check this out and we'll go for a bit more of a drive around and see where we end up. It's snowing again. Oh my goodness. Right, how do I talk? We were going to camp a bit lower down, but it was like hardly any snow down there. It's like, oh, we'll come back up where it's exciting in the snow, and then it's just turned into a snow blizzard. So I'm not sure if I regret this or not, but anyways, we're really going to be snow camping tonight. It's about 5:15. We're going to try and set up camp here. I just wanted to quickly set the rooftop tent up before any more snow lands on it, and then it'd be so heavy trying to get it up. I'll tell you what, I'd much rather be setting that up than the swag on the ground in the snow. And it's all really dry in there, so that's the first weather test has been successful. So it got wet and snowy last night, packed it up and unpacked it today, and doesn't seem to get in there or stays out of it. It's nice and dry and cozy in there. The snow's stopped now as well, which is good for the moment because I'm going to try and get a fire going now. It's bloody cold. Alright, tent set up, warm fire going. Still got, it's getting pretty dark now. We've still got light. We don't need our torches yet, but not far off it. Sit down, have a drink and relax and enjoy the snow. We ended up ditching the fire pit and just making a massive bonfire on the ground just because it was absolutely freezing out here and we were shivering, and we couldn't get a big enough fire going in the fire pit. A little bit of snow falling down at the moment, not too much, but there's a little bit. Cooking up some dinner here in the back of the ute. Everything's just covered in snow. Beautiful night out here, but we didn't end up getting too much more snow last night. We had a couple of light snow showers during the night. It's kind of Still the odd bit of snow coming down this morning, but I'd say that's kind of the main snow done for the time being. Still just so much snow out here everywhere, but it's just like absolutely white as. We're not going to worry about lighting a fire or anything this morning. We're just kind of going to pack up and head off for a bit of a drive. It's just, we've had enough sitting around in the snow freezing. In relation to best time of year or whatever to come to Barrington Tops in the snow, obviously during winter. So in winter in Barrington Tops you normally get 2 to 4 decent snowfalls commonly, but it's very unpredictable and you can't pre-plan anything. It's kind of a last minute, keep an eye on the weather, and then if you see snow come and go. I think for this one we started hearing about it about a week ago, and then it's still a bit unpredictable then, and then a few days out you sort of start knowing then, but they're always like a little bit of uncertainty. You just kind of have to be ready, head up here and see how you go. It's just one of those things. And then the main thing you have to think about with your car, particularly if you are camping overnight, it's not so bad if you're just coming up for a day drive. The coolants, and as long as you got like antifreeze coolant in it, which most like diesels, like most new cars do now anyway, then that's all good. With fuel, you can possibly get away with it, but it was meant to be very cold up here this weekend, and it obviously was. I think like anything start getting under like that -5 and stuff in temperature, and if your car ices up, your fuel can freeze, so you have to be a little bit careful about that. So it's got like a cold weather diesel treatment anti-gel. I got it from Super Cheap Auto and just put a cup full in the car and then filled it up with diesel before we came up here. That way when I go to start the car in the morning, it won't be frozen fuel. I also have a portable jump starter with me, just in case the cold kills the battery, then I can jump start the car. A little bit of sun coming out now. It's just finishing packing up now, just going to put the tent down, then we're going to head off, but everything just turns so white and nice when the sun comes out. After left our camp at the snow this morning, we tried to shoot back up to Pole Blue, and then there was a traffic jam. The cars were just backed all the way up the main road trying to get in there. It was just absolute chaos. So we turned around, headed on out of there, and came all the way back down to Manning River campsite. Had a bit of brekkie there. A lot less snow down here, but there's still a few bits around. But yeah, it was just too crazy up the top. Being Sunday now, I'm guessing that everyone just found out yesterday, Saturday, there's snow, and everyone's come for a drive up today. But we're out here, we're going to do this North Branch Road, which turns right just after Manning River campsite. And I've always wanted to do it. It's just a fun little four-wheel drive track, so we're going to do that, doing this out here now, and then we're going to head home. This is State Forest where we are back down here now, because a lot of the national park trails are closed in winter. There's a decent amount of four-wheel driving up Barrington, not really extreme stuff, but quite a few sort of fun low range tracks around the area. Some is your better time to explore them all though. That's so slippery in there. Couldn't get up it. Now there is a side track, but I was just concerned about slipping down in there. This stuff's so slippery today. Try to get up the side one, I guess, rather than winching up that. Down off the mountain now. That was the last track we did. That ended up being really cool. You could see on the drone there, like, just all the snow around you, because it kind of climbed back up a little bit of a mountain there. But we just made pretty much head straight down off the mountain after that, out to Barrington Forest Road and then down towards Gloucester. The traffic up there was just insane. We passed, I don't know, probably a good 100 cars heading up in there, like, just so much traffic, and coming back down off the mountain as well. Back down, we took a little detour to this rocky crossing just outside of Gloucester, having a little bit of lunch here. It's so nice to be back down in the warm sun now. That was my only snow trip this year. I sort of missed the other couple of times at Barrington, but so much fun up there this time. It was so awesome. We've got heaps of snow up there. Be the last one for the year. I don't think we'll get any more snows now, being that we're coming out of winter. I did want to actually go to the high country to the snow this year. I'd love to do that one year, but all the borders are closed at the moment because of COVID. But we're still lucky we can go away, but just in New South Wales. Got to go home and clean all the mud off this car now and unpack everything. It's so dirty. And then get a snowball and hit me in the face, and it's in slow-mo. But not the front of my face, because that'll hurt. Don't squash it up anymore. Ow! One bit. There. It's coming up a bit. Well, it's not too... There.